Well, joining us now, Professor Daniel Meyer, College of Business and Economics at the University of Johannesburg. Prof, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. What does this mean that lawmakers would be the ones who would decide on something like VAT? I mean, some of them might not necessarily be well versed in economics, but more versed in politics.
Yes, look, VAT is a very important concept in South Africa. We know in Africa, the average VAT rate is about between 14 to 20%. And in South Africa, as elsewhere in the world, VAT collection is the easiest way to collect taxes. And I think that is why last year the Minister of Finance was focusing on increasing the VAT rate, because we had a very big shortfall in terms of the revenue for government. I think that is why VAT affects the poor more than the higher income and medium income households. And I think that is why that big battle started after last year's budget, where the DA and the EFF took government to court. And there's a court decision by the High Court of the Western Cape now on the VAT law, basically. So it's very important, the VAT. VAT and the budget process, including tax rates, and also leading to inflation, also leading to economic growth. So those things are all interconnected.
So Section 7, subsection 4 provides that the minister announces in the national annual budget that the VAT rate is to be altered. The alteration becomes effective from a date determined in the announcement and continues to apply for 12 months. Now, if this particular section is now suspended, is this going to likely have an impact on government's ability to raise revenue? And how does that affect the budget planning?
Yes, it does affect the government's revenue processes, because now when the minister proclaimed that there will be a VAT increase, for example, he can also then implement it immediately. But with this new change in the law, the Minister of Finance will present the budget, and maybe he says there will be a VAT increase of 1%, but that will not be immediately implemented. Then the Parliament must debate the fiscal framework with the VAT increase. The Parliament must approve this. They must pass this tax increase as legislation, and the tax changes can then only be implemented. So it's taken away from the executive, the Minister of Finance, and it's totally put into the hands of Parliament and the politicians. So I think it's more democratic because it's so important. I think that is why the court decided the whole of Parliament must have a final decision on this, and it will take a bit longer to get these increases implemented. So those are the two main issues that has changed now. That the Minister of Finance maybe must look at different ways to maybe spend money better, so the management of the finances much better, and maybe reduce expenditure rather than always looking for more income. We can be much more efficient and effective in our budget spending than we are at the moment.
So what does this mean for the announcement that was made by the minister? I mean, he would have announced an increase to 15.5% with effect from May 2025, and a further increase to 16% with effect from the 1st of April 2026. So for a business paying VAT, for taxpayers paying VAT, what does this mean, especially since this order of the court is suspended for 24 months and also still needs confirmation from the Constitutional Court?
Yeah, in terms of VAT, I think in terms of VAT rates and implementation of VAT rates, nothing has changed. There will still be only a 15% VAT rate on the items that is connected to VAT. It's not everything that's connected. Some of the food are exempted from VAT, but the VAT rate will exactly be the same as in the past. But the impact of an increase has an impact on spending by us, the consumers in the country, consumer spending. There will be less money in your pocket to spend. Let's say the VAT rate goes up 1%. So less spending, less economic activity. It has a negative impact. It has got a positive impact in terms of income for government, But as I said, they should be spending much more effectively and efficiently, and less income. Less government is more in South Africa. That is all I can say in terms of government at this point of time. We've got a huge government with huge government wage bill. That needs to be cut in the medium to long term also.
I guess if you say that we've got huge government hands in all sorts of areas, could segue nicely to the next question that I want to ask you, which could be that, could this particular ruling decision have influence in other areas where the executive or government has significant control as far as the economic policy is concerned?
Yeah, in my point of view, I think it's a good ruling that there's more oversight. I think that is the first thing that is good from this. It will take a bit longer to implement things, but important decisions, and I can give you an example which can also be affected by this, for example, is that the tax brackets, bracket creeping, so the tax rates that we as individuals are paying, individual personal tax rates, should also be looked at and to see that it cannot just be changed by an individual. There should be more oversight in this, more parliamentary oversight to make sure it doesn't affect the economy, the global impact that's going to have. If you increase more tax now, you'll collect less because people will just try to get away from paying more tax. So we already had a very high tax rate. So that could also be presented there. There was another decision recently by the Reserve Bank to reduce our inflation target to 3% from a band of 3 to 6%. A 3% inflation rate is very low for a developing country, and now with possible fuel increases, the inflation rate can go above 4.5%. That will possibly lead to increases in the interest rates again. So that decision to reduce to a 3%, it is good to have quite a low inflation rate, but too low is also sometimes a problem. So we don't need more interest rate increases. We are looking forward to a decrease, but the war in Iran has changed the environment again, where we will have pressure again on the inflation rate. So that decision was taken by two individuals, supported by the Minister of Finance and proposed by the Reserve Bank Governor. It can have economic and other implications for the economy.
Professor Daniel Meyer of the College of Business and Economics at the University of Johannesburg. We appreciate your time and thank you very much for joining us.